I'm AlexxCatastrophi, and I'm a Templar healer is my main. I love my Templar. This one's a Breton, and I am wearing Zens and martial knowledge. There you go. I have a Master's Restoration staff. I'm trying to get the Perfected Masters, but for now I'm just running this one with my Zen's Inferno staff. The reason I do the Inferno is because when you use your Destruction staff move, the Blockade of Fire, it will proc the burn the fire dot from the staff, so that will count as one of your Zen's dots. And then on your staff, if you put the poison glyph and make it infused, when you use it, that will proc the poison dot. So that one staff there will count as 2 of your Zen's dots. I usually run Symphony or Bogdan. The chest, my other set is Martial Knowledge. With Zens, your light attack will apply Zens to each enemy for 20 seconds, and then for every dot you have on them, they get 1% more damage, up to 5. So the 5 dots is what you want. The skills I use for that is on my back, the flame bar. It is Soul Splitting Trap. Anyone can use that, any class, like Warden or anyone. It's under Soul Magic there. It's great because it splits to multiple enemies. So you don't have to just apply a dot to every, enemy. If you're not just doing like a main boss, you want to do little adds or something to help out. So it splits off. The Degeneration, it only does 1 enemy at a time. So, I just put that on the bigger ones. And then Reflective Light also goes up to 3 enemies, but this is just for the Templar move. But, so those 3 plus my 2 on the staff are 5 dots. And then I also just use the ritual on my back bar. On my front bar, I just have regular healing moves. When I do Zens, I like to make sure with the martial knowledge it shows up, with the Zens, it only turns green around them for a few seconds, that goes away. I like to make sure that that green square is above your enemy's head, because I noticed with the light attacks on some of the enemies, like in Asylum Sanctorium, on Olms, or like larger ones, they're just hard to hit. You could hit, well I do, hit them a few times like this, and it just doesn't seem to put the Zens on them. So I always like to double check, just a real quick glance above them to make sure they have that green box, because that is your Zens. So after you got them with your, let me get my stamina below 50. After you got them with your Zens and your martial knowledge, you just place your real quick dots on them. And there you go, that's the Zens. With this Reflective Light one, the Templar one, it's slower to use. Like, instead of a real quick bam bam, if you do that one real quick and move on, sometimes it doesn't, get on them. You have to make sure that also, you give it a second to apply it. And then you can just switch to your moves, your healing bar real quick, and then back on the Zens, just put the dots on them. It's pretty easy to keep up. You just gotta make sure you keep your martial knowledge up by either bashing, or if you're too far away from a boss, you can do a quick, like I just did, the tumbling. Or sometimes if you're in a tight group and you're not supposed to move around a lot, you can slot a move that takes a lot of stamina, like Ring of Preservation or whatever it's called. Right there, that ring, that takes stamina, or the Bone Shield or something like that, just to help drain your stamina real quick. But I hope you guys all try it. It's really fun. Zens.